because I'm working a lot with classical music. It's exactly the same there.
Yeah.
Young violin players, what's it called, photoshopped to look even better. It's true.
Have you seen how they pose female cellists with the cellos?
Yeah.
It's quite suggestive, yes.
Like
There's
this.
a lot of spreading of the legs.
Yeah. So
Obviously when you play the cello, but...
again, I don't think it's especially for metal with all those things. It's a society thing basically, which is probably not like a very surprising statement, but still.
One of the things that made the most impact on me in the film, personally, is when Agnete said she felt she held the band back because she was fat. And of course her friends, her family, the other band members were trying to tell her, no, it's not like that, we don't want you to feel like that. But Agnete says, but it is like that. And it is like that, and that is so sad. We kind of need to face that is the reality that we live in. It is like that. How do we change? Mona, what can we do to get a change?
We have to talk about it. I think I'm not from the music. I'm just a listener. I'm from the 80s. Jokke, my hero, very Norwegian. But look at us here. We're sitting here, 5 people in black, even though we're not the same age.
Hey, I'm colourful too.
You are really colourful.
Have you seen
And we
my
look at
socks?
you.
Oh yeah!
Wow! And look at you all out there. We have a uniform, and it's a little bit sad, actually, because when I was in my punk on the 80s and not look good, how skinny can a jeans go?
Who said you didn't look good?
I did, of course, and I didn't fit in. I was wrong. Of course, I was wrong I was just looking all these pretty boys and girls that nailed it, and they were skinny, of course. And it's fascinating. I've drank about 5 times in my life. I never used any pills or drugs, and every text Joachim Nilsen has he has written to me. This is the same thing. He was an alcoholic. He was he used drugs, and was really han sleit psykisk.
He suffered from bad mental
Yeah.
health. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Yeah, and that I think that's the same. If it's eating disorder, if it's depression, if it's low self-esteem, I think it's the same. And when who never drink, his selvbilde, self-image, is so bad or so wrong. Not bad, it's wrong. I think we have to tell. You're so. I love his nails. We should help each other, and that's not to be polite, but we should say it often more. I like you, and I love you, and you're looking good. And why the hell do anybody need to say anything about the body?
Marius, as a young man, you've been speaking very candidly and openly about your issues with mental health.
Yeah.
How has that been perceived? Do people then come and want to talk to you? How has that been received?
It depends. Because like I was telling Mona earlier, when I got really, really sick, and those few days that I was able to go to the grocery store myself and do some shopping, people would ask me, like, how you doing? How you been? And I would answer them completely honest. Now I'm feeling like shit. I'm suicidal. And most of the time, people react like this. Okay, have a good day then. See you later. But for a lot of younger people or friends that haven't been able to, or haven't really found the courage to talk about things, a lot of them come to me and ask, well, like, what should I do? And I get complimented for being honest, but I just think that I just don't give a damn anymore. I got nothing to lose. I can say whatever I want. You can't critique me more than I do. So I don't know if that answered your questions. I lost.
But when people ask you how you are and you said today I feel shitty, do they believe you, or just what you say they laugh at you and say yeah okay? Why?
I don't think they like initially believe me, but when they see my face and I don't smile, then they believe me, and they get scared. I think because it's unusual that people are being honest about how they feel. Because most of the time, when you meet like old friends or people that you know, and they ask you how you've been, like it's normal to say no, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I just had this this exact situation a couple of times the last few days, because this has been something I've been consciously trying to do. I'm just, more than anything in my life, I'm sick and tired of lying, of half-truths and making do with things that are not true or that half-assed or pretending in any way. I'm just so tired of it. So I've consciously tried to stop saying I'm okay if I'm not. But it is a difficult thing as well, because you're putting things on other people, like your brother. Because he asked me, how are you doing? Right? Hi, Morten. I'm talking about you. How are you doing? I mean, we're really close friends. We don't see each other often. It's a normal question. And then I have to try to say something that is true. So I end up saying, it's a lot of up and downs. Not downs, but up and down. And that's like the best answer you can give in a short time, because then you can kind of tell people that I'm not quite okay. I'm okay now. We don't have to talk about it. But I get the same thing that...
Yeah.
It's difficult for people because we are so trained to expect the response, I'm fine, how are you? Like we're trained when we learn English. How are you doing? You're not supposed to answer. You're supposed to say, I'm fine, thank you. How are you? This is how we train for conversation. Yeah. And when you then say, no, I feel like shit. I want to go and jump off a very, very tall cliff. Then people want to... You're not supposed to say, well, good for you then. Yeah. Go jump.
I said to Agneta, oh my God, you are so talented. Absolutely love your voice, and you made some amazing music. And Agneta's replied, well, I practice a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I do.
Well, it's not God-given. You have to practice. So.
Yeah, but you have a little talent there as well.
Yeah,
see, you do the same shit.
Yeah.
You do exactly the same
the
thing.
thing
right?
is, I spent between 8 and 12 hours every day for 3 years in my youth practicing guitar.
Yeah.
So
I can do the same
talent
thing,
comes
but it
from
wouldn't
practice.
sound anything like you.
I'm skinny, but I couldn't front a band. I can't sing.
Oh yeah, you could if you're drunk enough.
But this is the same thing. You do exactly the same thing that I do. Do you do the same thing, Jette? When people give you praise, you kind of push it into somewhere more comfortable. I've practiced a lot, or it's so fun doing this.
Yeah. I think maybe I do that a bit better than you guys.
Yeah, you are better at this.
But it's still it's a thing that how do you receive praise?
Yeah.
Which is kind of an uncomfortable thing for many people, I think. Which doesn't have to mean that your inner demon is shouting.
No, but
because,
it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I'm from the south of Norway, and in the south of Norway you don't really talk too much about stuff like that, So I might be influenced by that, I think. But it's something I've been working on a lot, because sometimes I say nice things to people, and I want them to, be happy about it,
Yeah.
And not just, yeah, right, and then go, And I can be like that sometimes. So I'm trying to be a bit, better at receiving praise, because also it can mean something for the person who gives you praise. That's but it's not very easy. And the louder the demon in your head's shouting, the harder it would be.
For me, sometimes it just hurt, because it's so at odds with what's going on in my head that it's just like, it feels like, I know that's not what's going on, but it feels like you're being mocked, that somebody's making fun of you, you know? And I know that's not what's happening, but still that's what's going on, and these are all these, and I think, I mean, again, with the eating disorder thing, it doesn't have to be an eating disorder, but any kind of that kind of problematic. There's something wrong where the compliments are supposed to go, you know?
Mona, you had a comment?
Yeah, it's back to that when you say, how are you? We in Spiseforstyrrelsesforeningen, we have a chat function, and we have a phone you can call us, like a støttetelefon.
A support
Support
phone.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we are sitting there and listen to very many people. And if I'm going to sit there and listen, I have to believe it. I have å tåle det jeg spør om.
Be able to stand what you're
If
asking
I
about.
ask you, how are you? I have to stand what you are telling me.
To be, yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Be able
Yeah.
to handle what people then will say, yeah.
Yeah, because if someone calls and say, I want to take my life. Okay, have a nice day. You know, that's, this is very important. And I think when you do, how are you? How are you? That's what we are used to. But it takes a little self-control, self-image to tackle that people are telling you the truth, because we will do lie. So I think it's important, if I want to really ask you, how are you? And you answer, then I can take it. But that's my responsibility as a person, I think, because we have to care. And this is the thing that can do that you can help to do the self-image to the other people.
And when people ask us, how are we? When they give us feedback on the music or whatever else we do, it's not usually about how we look, because they can see that for themselves. So why does the inner bully target our bodies? Never what we do. Why?
I think that's because when you have learned for many years that you can't do anything, you're not good enough, that is so printed into your head that you don't believe what others say about you. If this teacher, your parents have said you're worthless, and then again you get bullied, you just believe what they say to you because that's what you have learned. And it takes so many years to rebuild that confidence that you're actually doing something good. Because you have learned for 20 years, just to say a number, that you're worthless. And how do you reply then when people tell you, oh, this song was good? No, it sucks. That's the first thing you say. And it's like, that you what do you call it? You be what you learned. Also, you talk yourself down all the time because you have learned that since you are able to talk.
What did you just said it just a little while ago? You learn to critique yourself a lot harder and a lot faster than everybody else, because that is defense, right? Because nobody can get at you if you're faster and meaner to yourself, then you're safe.
I'm like the Muhammad Ali of music.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Body and image has always been very important in the music industry, but also in society in general. My daughter was born in 2003, which is before we streamed music, but we actually listened to CDs and watched MTV. And I nearly had to ban MTV in my living room because it was like watching porn, watching these music videos, watching these images. What are we telling our kids? Do we have to be like this to be a successful singer? Agnete, you made some music videos. How was that for you?
Pretty bloody awful. Because you know you're never. you know, there's always a huge compromise. And you have this visual ideas. I mean, there's a lot of music I would really, really like to visualize. And I think it's music that lends itself well to visualizing as well. But for most of the time, then I shouldn't have been there, right? We should have done the traditional Milli Vanilli and get some actors instead, you know? Because I know that if I was in there, it would be all about that. It would take away the story, it would take away the storyline, and the only thing people would be left with was this image of somebody looking the wrong way. And that's super hurtful because it's my music. You know? It's what is more important to me than anything else. And you would want to be there for all the parts of it. But there's this bit of it that you're just not qualified to represent. So that's been a huge, really, really huge sorrow for me for a long time. So we did animations instead. We're clever bastards, if nothing else.
But that's the sad thing, because it's so important that we see all bodies.
Yeah.
Stop making... I'm playing on my mobile phone. Stupid me. But there comes a game who's telling a lady to have the right hair, the right clothes, and you're supposed to do the... And I was wrong. I was failed how these people should look. And this is what we are teaching our children and grown-ups. I am 55 now, soon, very soon. And I feel like I'm the ugliest and the fattest and the biggest person that you ever have seen. And that's not my intellect works. So I know I'm 153 and a half. So the BMI should be better, the half. No, but I feel, I know I'm just so low. But when I'm standing beside Leif, who is definitely more than 153, I feel much bigger. And that's it. I feel. And that's the thing. We know what's wrong and what's right, but this inner demon, this inner bully tells us, no, I'm still fat, I'm still big, I'm ugly. And that's the feeling. And to be the intellectual people who knows that I am 153 and have this fight with this inner thing who said I'm really, I'm 2.5 meters high and wide. This is the war. And I think when people are telling us, you're too fat, you have to go, this is bad for you, and you say, I have told myself much worse than that. But why do people feel they have to tell you are wrong? Because we can talk about the inner bully, but look at your response on internet. These trolls on the internet who's telling you that you should do something with you. Who has the fucking right to tell you that?
And it's going towards the end. We haven't got much time left. This film raises so many important questions, and I think society, industry, the media, they sometimes try to do something about this, and we get adverts with plus-size women. But isn't that like most, or is it really plus size? Isn't that just what most of us look like?
It's average size.
Yeah.
Most women are from size 42 to 44 and upwards.
Yeah.
So it's average size.
It's such
actually.
a double-edged sword. But what can we do? What can we do? Because we can't change the world, we can't change the media. We're here at Odal Rocker Club, where we have URO, the youth club. Yes.
So good.
Agnete, you're involved, so
Yeah.
are you, Marius. Marius, what can we do at URO to change this? What can we teach the children?
I don't know, to be honest. I think at least what I try to do is to listen to what they're saying, like not just on the surface, but what they're saying. Nå vi
hvis det er troll.
What they're
Uh,
actually
uh,
saying.
Yeah, what they're actually saying.
Have the
and-
time to properly listen.
Yeah, because I know they're here to like have a guitar lesson with me, but I don't care if we use like half an hour or an hour just talking about life, talking about how school is going, talking about how things are at home, because that's way more important than teaching than that I teach you guitar theory. So yeah, just listen and try to build their self-image as much as possible, so they don't end up
Like us.
like us. feel like shit for 20 years and then suddenly realizing that.
Stop today.
Yeah.
We have instructors at all sizes, all shapes. We're all very different. It doesn't make any difference to those kids who come in because they want to learn to play music. I think we'll just have to make a pact that we keep it there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's the easy answer. If it can be about the music,
yeah.
that would be my wish. I mean, if it could be about the music. Ooh. There's a question from the internet. 3 questions from the internet.
First question. How do you get out of the negative self-talk loop, at least for a while? That's the first one.
Oh shit.
Who wants to go with that one?
I can.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Yeah, really. I have had a lot of help to find my mechanism, and when I get panicked, I cough like I'm break. I have a lot of anxiety still. I cough, so I break my
Gag or
gag. Yeah,
have a-
yeah. That's my body saying no, I don't want to be here, and I have learned. En, to, pust med magen, en, to, and then I'm there. But
breathe.
this is,
breathe. Yeah.
yeah, breathe, thank you. Because I have to tell my own language what I'm telling myself. But this is 15 years of training. It's not over for a day. For someone, it could be, you could find your mantra or what you're calling it, but it's in you. And then again, talk with someone. Ask for help. That's the most important.
It's for me. It's really, really difficult to get out of it myself. I mean, that's why I'm in therapy, is to find some way to do this. But what usually really helps is when people just make me laugh, stupid jokes that distract me enough. So the worse the joke is, probably the better. The dumber it is, because then sometimes I just need to. Just some distraction and I can break out of it, but I find it really hard to do it myself.
And I think also one tip that we do is like start with the little things you like to do. Build yourself up with small things. Just small tiny things to start build up your self-esteem and start doing things you like and feel that you're actually doing this pretty good.
Yeah, focus on music.
For example,
Listen to music. Find a good song from yesterday. I use music a lot for my. I always goes around with really expensive headset because then my head can't disturb me and people can't talk to me.
There were a few more questions.
Yes, 2 more. Second one. How does the bullying react when you address it in your art? Is it a purge for you, casting it out of your head, or are just giving in an outside voice, creating an echo chamber for your bully?
There's something about Mighty Mortem fans and their questions. Oh, I'm gonna go through that chat log afterwards and find out who asked it. Right? Do you guys want to go first?
No.
I can chew on that.
You can
This is
start. And
your-
You
I'll-
can start. I think to me it's a little bit two-edged, because sometimes the music and the lyrics is a possibility to give something else a voice, to give the voices inside that are not bullies some room, and that is often turned into some of the songs that I think are the most beautiful that we've made. Some of the kinder ones that have some place for love and kindness. But then again, on the other hand as well, there's I know that one of the most forceful parts of my personality is that queen of all that crawls and dies, and she lives in there, and she's so efficient and so good at what she does, so that musically it's a formidable tool. That's the double-edgedness in it as well, because I know it's not good for me to dive into it, but it's so efficient. It's like a fist in people's gut, and it's hard to not use it as well, because you know that it works. You know that the music will have an impact that is like nothing else. I don't know if that's an answer. Hey, help me out, guys.
No, you're just fine.
Yeah.
That was the correct answer.
Yeah.
Do you want to maybe pat my hand as well?
We have one more from these.
Do you find it ironic that metal is supposed to be about defined conventions, yet when it comes to females in bands, people revert back to typical bias social sacrifice.
Social what?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And why does that happen? Is it just basic human nature?
Again.
Well, yes, it's ironic. I mean, this is a Porcupine Tree quote that I often return to. They say, this one song says, "Music of rebellion makes you want to rage, but it's made by billionaires when you're twice your age." And it's the same kind of thing. Rock is supposed to be the music of rebellion, of freedom, of non-conformity, of opposition. And then we go ahead and make ourselves uniforms. We go and make an incredibly long list of subgenres that you have to decide which one you belong to.
I've given up on the genres.
Yeah, but you're a lot better than me. You actually know the names of some of them.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I play music, and it's kind of heavy. We've tried for years to get away with calling ourselves brute pop, but this whole idea that it's supposed to be the music of rebellion and of freedom, and it turns into something that is more. It's like a heat-seeking for conformity, and I mean. I think Leif is sometimes, such a relief for me to see Leif sometimes, because he surprises me by the way he looks. Right? Not anymore, because I know you, But he's a dude with lipstick on, and it's like, yes, thank you. Yeah. It's something else. And it's what I really want from music as well. Just something that is surprising or interesting, or just feels genuine and is not in a ready-made box.
Just honest music.
Honest music.
Yeah.
Without all the other idiocy. I mean, we don't have to march in line. You do. It's COVID times. You do have to stand in line. But apart from that.
No, but I think you touched onto that quite many times in the movie. When it comes to the pros and cons, I guess, about making honest music.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to hide behind when you make honest music.
Yeah, that's a good
if
point.
you make music mostly for other people, you can put in all these elements, like uniforms and masks and everything, and you can write about something that's not really important for you, but you know that people want to listen to it.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that I was like. I enjoyed listening to you guys, all of the guys in the band. I think we're talking about honest music, and you have lots of pros with honest music, but you do have lots of cons with it as well, because it doesn't really help you too much.
I mean, we did a gig yesterday with this band called The Barbarians, which is super fun, surf punk pop. But I get to wear costumes. I mean, I have like coconuts and a Hawaiian skirt and stuff. But just simple costume makes it so much easier because it's a tool of distance.
Yeah.
And with Maddie music or with other music that I make that is mine, that distance isn't there.
It's like a russedress.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like a russedress.
You can allow yourself to do something you would never do without the russedress
Yep.
on.
Yeah.
which would probably make perfect sense for English-speaking audience.
I think we'll have to tune. Maybe you can, after we finish here, could you write a nice little explanation on the chat of what a russedress is? Oh, we're good.
Blue and red and black.
I think we're running out of time.
Wow.
Thank you so much to the musicians for making music, to you all for supporting other people. Thank you to Mother Mortem for a fantastic film. And I think
We have to shout out Randy and Randy and Blake and Janine as well.
Absolutely.
The director and the producers who are, I know Randy is on the chat. They've desperately wanted to be here, but then again, COVID. Yeah. If there's one thing I would like to change about the last 2 years,
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yes, thank you. It's a gift, and I think what we've done today, something really important. We've talked, so let's keep talking. Let's keep creating youth clubs and supporting youth clubs. And let's talk. Let's be kind to ourselves. Yes, thank you so much.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Let's be kind.
It's a good slogan.